Hi, this is another video from Andy's Trains Repair, Service, and Maintenance. Alright, what I'm going to do is right now I have the camera zoomed out a bit so that you can see me, but what I'm going to wind up doing is I'm going to zero in or get a close-up, a little bit more of a close-up on this E-unit, because today what we're going to do is this E-unit is pretty bad shape. Just to give you an idea, this is the drum that came out of it. It's really destroyed, and the fingers, the set of 4 fingers and 2 fingers, all going to be replaced. The pawl needs to be cleaned, the shaft, everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make this a relatively quick video. So we'll be taking this unit and zooming in on it right now. I will be right back, and let me go around and adjust the camera so that you people can see better what I'm doing. I think you'd rather look at my face anyway. I mean, no. I think you'd rather look at what I'm working on. Okay. So, I think that'll be good enough. So we're going to start. I'm going to try to jump right in real quick here. I have my soldering gun is already warmed up. I have the new parts. This is new old stock. This is, let me just turn the camera around. Turn this lens, the viewfinder around so I could see. Okay, so this is new old stock, the 2 finger that goes on the bottom of the E-unit. This is new reproduction stock of the drum, and this is new production of the 4 finger unit. Okay, we didn't need a new pawl or shaft on this, and the coil is good. I tested it. All I did to test the coil was I turned my transformer on. I put 1 clip on the ground side of the coil of the E-unit. You can either put it on the ground connection, or you could put it on the frame itself. I just put on a connection. With the positive side, I'm going to touch it where the pickup would normally go, and you could hear it jump. It goes up. Okay, I'm purposely not holding it on steady. It does get stuck. It sticks because it's dirty. Needs to be cleaned. But that shows us that the solenoid is good, the coil is good. So we're going to take this off. We're going to turn off my transformer. We don't need it for now. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out of my third hand, my holder. And the first thing I'm going to do is, here's the E-unit. As you can see, here's the E-unit. And we'll call this the ground side, which is the side where the connector makes contact when you turn the arm, and this side is where this black wire from the 4 finger hooks up, because this side is where the power hooks up from your rollers, from your center rail. Okay, so it powers the coil, and the coil comes out on this side, touches ground through the frame and this switch. So what we're going to do is this other piece of wire that's sticking out here, that would go to your light bulb, your smoke unit, things like that. Okay, and also there would be a wire going down to your, like I said, your pickup rollers. So we're going to take this off because this is attached to the 4 finger. So let's unsolder that right quick here, so we could make sure you maintain your soldering iron, your gun, so that you have a nice tinned tip, so you get quick solder. So you can, nice hot iron, keeps your iron clean and hot. Okay, and we just cleaned it up a bit. So what I'm going to do is use my little trusty wires, because I don't feel like getting burned with my fingers. And I'll just heat this up a bit. Take that right off. Okay. I know it's hard for you to see, and it's hard for me to do it if I have it facing the camera, but basically I took off the lead wire. This would be a long wire going to your pickups and your light bulb and your smoke unit. Throw that little piece away. This wire here that we just took off is the wire that goes to the 4 fingers. It's the black one, the very first wire. And when we put the new one in, we'll hook that up. So now that we have that apart, we're going to immediately go. Now this drum fell out because it's in such bad shape. It just fell apart. So we really don't care about this drum here. What we're going to do is, and the inside, the pawl, you can see the back of the pawl is pretty black and everything. I mean, normally you see that black stuff on it. It needs to be cleaned, etc., etc. On this particular job, I think we're just going to replace these. They're not too bad, actually, but I mean, I could clean these up and put them back in, but you know what? We've already done a video on that, so what we're going to do is we're just going to replace them. They're dirty, but they could be cleaned. We'll leave them for the next time. We're going to use the replacement ones. Okay, now it gets a little more difficult when you get further down into this, because you must widen this frame even more to get the other set of fingers out and this pawl out. So even though it's open, I'm going to have to open it a little further in order to get this other stuff out. Let's see. Come on, baby. Let me take out this. Try to get the pawl out first. Sometimes it's a little finicky, but we can do it. There we go. So what I did was I put my pliers in between the frame and the little shaft pin these little shaft pins that stick out from the side of the pawl. See these little pins? So I basically put my pliers between the wall of the frame and that pin, and I just bent the frame a little more, and the pin came out, and I was able to slide out this shaft plus the pawl. Now this piece here that swings with the hook on it, that's called the pawl. Alright, and this is the shaft. So we're going to clean this up right quick and put it back. It's in very filthy condition. We will reuse that. So once you clean it, it's not a problem. The 4 fingers now we can get out. Not as easy as the 2 fingers, but we can take them out. I'm not going to salvage these because I think these are in bad shape. I pull these out. I think these are in pretty bad shape. They're all bent. One is that they're really in bad shape. So I'm just going to toss this one. Okay, so that's garbage. Now we have our open frame with all the stuff removed. You can see how dirty it is down at the bottom plate. You can see in there. Okay, so we're going to clean that up right quick, right now. And as usual, we can use our contact cleaner. I won't make the mistake of calling it something else, but it's the contact cleaner. Okay, good stuff. I'll put some in here. It spills all over. I hate these cans. They always leak when you spray them. They always leak. I don't know why. I always mean to call the manufacturer and tell them, but I think they already know. So I will clean out already just from the plate where the shaft goes in. You can see how filthy. We're going to clean this up. It's going to look like new when we're done. 1, 2, 3. Good job cleaning this up. Okay. Q-tip, another Q-tip. By the way, I went to CVS drugstores today, and they had 91% alcohol again, which is good news. Isopropylene alcohol, and was almost, it's $4.70 a bottle. Before COVID, I think it was something around $2 for the same 32 ounces. Price has doubled, at least doubled. So now I'm cleaning out the shaft where the hole where the shaft goes in. Make that nice and clean. We want that to be nice. Oh yeah, beautiful. This way, when we're done, hopefully, if we've done everything correctly, this shaft will go up and down real smooth, and everything will work beautifully. Cleaning it up real quick, cleaning everything. Anything that's here, that's metal or otherwise. Okay. Before we came on the video, before I started the video, I actually cleaned up the sides with my, you can see how shiny. I did it with, I didn't want to waste time showing you how to do that, because you know how to do that. It's easy stuff. But I cleaned up the sides, so we got this all cleaned up on the inside. Now we're going to take the ball with the shaft, and we're going to do the same thing. I'll clean this thing up nice. Try to get all this black stuff. I don't even know what this black is. It's pretty nasty. But it's, I guess it's just from age. I don't know. I really don't know. Clean it up as quickly as possible and as clean as possible. Now I'm not going to use the wire brush, the wire wheel or anything on this. I want it to remain super smooth and slick with no microscopic scrapes in it. So we're going to do it with this. We're going to use our contact cleaner to clean this off really well. And the stuff that won't come off, like this really nasty stuff, which looks like some kind of shellac or something, I don't know what it is. I think I'm going to simply put it on the wire wheel, the pawl, not the shaft, but the pawl, because I want to get that stuff off. That's only going to cause us problems. Okay. So I will get this off. Let's make sure that slides easily. Oh yeah. Falls right out. That's what we want. We want it to fall right out. Watch. I just put it in there, and then when I let it go, boom, falls right out. So we know it's nice and clean. I'm just going to, you know what? I'm just going to do it with my blade. There we go. Came right off. Just a little filth, you know, stuck on, baked on filth, I guess. Came right off. Alright, that's much cleaner now. Okay? Clean, make sure the inside is cleaned. Real nice. To this pawl. Clean it up real good. Okay? Okay. Okay, I'm just going to give this a quick shot. quick shot. Be right back. That's it. That's how quick that shot was. It's just a little bit of gook that wouldn't come off with my blade, so I just cleaned it with the wheel. Okay, so now we have to make sure when we put this back together, we put it together right. So here's we'll call this side the front of it, where the little switch lever is. Okay, so I'm going to say, well, the front is here, so we're going to put the pawl in. We're going to put this pawl in so that that little hook is facing front, which means it faces toward the drum and the fingers. But before we put that in, it would be easier to put in our fingers. Okay, the forefinger. All right. Now we have to make sure that these go in so that the curve of the fingers, okay, meaning the curved part is here. You see this real close up. Okay, that the curved part of the fingers, the rounded part, goes towards the drum. You wouldn't want the other ends sticking out. So you want to put these in so that the wires, the easiest way to remember it is the wires on these fingers goes towards the front. Okay, so that's how we're going to put them in. So I'm going to carefully slip these in, hopefully. Carefully slip these in. Got to put the wires through here. Put the wires through where the bar is. And then we have to carefully turn these things. Don't want to ruin them here. So I have them hanging. And this is not the easiest thing in the world to do, by the way, guys. Not easy. So I'm going to pull them down and straighten them out. Now remind you, don't press against these fingers, because if you do, you're going to bend the fingers and you're going to be sorry. You don't want to do that. I have to get my longer plier. My longer needle nose. Where is it? Where is that thing? Somebody must have borrowed it. Ah, here we go. Here's this thing. Okay. So we want to make sure we get these in there correctly. So we're going to use this and use my little tool. Remember, we have this little tool, right, with the hook on it. You could use this to manipulate the fingers into place. Let me bend these wires up back a little bit more. There we go. The wires were preventing me from picking that board that holds the fingers up straight. Okay, now I got one side in. One side of these fingers are in to their slot. And I'm going to slowly stretch the sides of this just slightly, ever so slightly, and voila, got the other side of the fingers in. Now don't get frustrated because this is a pain. You know, that's just the nature of the beast. Use my little screwdriver, whatever you feel like using to get it, you know, into place is legal and fair game. Okay, so I believe we have them in place. Yes, we do. Yes. Now you could see out of the side, in the slot here, you could see the new piece that's in the slot. And that's lined up, and this side is lined up. So that's good news. Okay? I'm just going to pull this rod up just slightly. Just slightly. So I get it semi in its spot. Beautiful. Here we go. Because we want that to be able to click in. Alright, so now I believe the next thing we should do is put our pawl in here, because that's going to be difficult. So again, we're going to have to persuade this thing. We put one side into a slot first. Come on, baby, get in there. And you have to pull this apart again. This frame is so used to being closed, it's constantly closing on me. Alright, I opened it slightly again so I could get this in. Again, this is not an easy task, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the shaft that holds this pawl in place. Has to go in here. Just stretch this a little bit more. Use my longer needle nose here. Get that on one side, get it in the other side. Okay, now we have the shaft and the pawl in place.